So we have the relatio, that's the report. We have the synod, that's the meeting. We have the Pope who's sitting at the front of it. And everybody knows that Francis believes that the heart of the Catholic faith is love, and that all these rules and all this exclusion has been a complete distraction. They know that's who they were getting in Pope. But how real can this be? Of course they're going to say the right things when the man himself is sitting in the room with them, Father Beck. How real is this?
Well, first of all, I don't think Pope Francis thinks that all of the rules don't mean anything. I think he thinks the rules are important as a guideline. But the law has to serve people. People don't serve the law. And so what he's doing, and he's widening the net and saying, come into the tent. Listen to what we say. Dialogue with us. We're going to respect you. Divorced and remarried? Yes. Come and be at the table with us. Let's have the conversation. You're using birth control? Okay, maybe you're in a situation where you have to use birth control. However, and they're talking about a very interesting concept called gradualism.
Gradualism.
Gradualism. Now, this is a lot of play it's getting at this synod. It means that maybe you're on the way to accepting a teaching, but you're not quite there. So you're living together. Okay, let's talk about how do you get to sacramental marriage? Okay, maybe you're using artificial birth control right now, but do you know why the Church teaches what it does about natural family planning? Do you want to take a look at it? Enter the conversation with us. So they're not talking about sin and exclusion. They're saying, come be part of us, learn more about what we say and teach, and maybe we can both learn from each other. That's the radical part of this.
And I'll give you that. That does sound radical. Why am I skeptical? Because we're talking about the Catholic Church here. And Delia, the Pope also said something that could be seen as what gives this promise in the first place. At a homily during this, he said, the law, meaning church law, if it doesn't get us closer to Jesus Christ, it is dead. What is the word around Vatican City about what he meant?
Oh, well, that's clear. I mean, he's been saying that from the beginning of his pontificate, that for him, it's not about the rules and regulations, the yeses and nos. It has to be about your relationship with Jesus, the love of Jesus, and the mercy of God. And that is the theme of this pontificate, and that is the reason why he reaches out to those who feel excluded and says exactly as Father Beck said, come in first of all, be here at the table, and then we'll talk about the issues.
All right, so it is just talk, though, now. Okay.
Yes.
And your religion as much as any, right?
And your religion.
Right. I'm objective on this. Okay. Nobody's going to push you more on this than I will. That's the thing. Because to non-Catholics, this is so impressive. I'm watching people report on it. Ooh, it's a big change. It's a big change. No. Religion means the ties that bind, and that is true in your faith as much as any, if not more. Rules have to change for this to mean anything, especially back here in the States. Do you think Pope Francis can make the Church change without doing it himself, which it doesn't seem he wants to do?
It depends on what rules you are talking about.
These rules, gays being accepted as equal, birth control, big issues.
Gays can be accepted as equal without saying you're in favor of gay marriage necessarily. You don't have to marry gays in the Church. Remember, when Pope Francis was Archbishop in Argentina, it was reported that he was trying to get the bishops to support same-sex unions, civil unions, as a compromise.
Right, I remember that.
Legal rights, privileges, fully respecting gay people and their unions, but not saying you have to be married in the Church or can be married in our Church. So can you embrace a group of people who are part of your constituency and still say, but we're not totally on board with everything you believe and how you approach it?
What's your guess? You're a man of the collar. Do you think Francis has the heft to make these rules change, or will the Church, in quotes, known as the administration, hold him down?
I am not sure Francis wants the rules to change.
They have to change.
He wants how we embrace people and approach people with those rules to change. And if there's a dialogue, then perhaps, yes. One rule, divorced and remarried receiving communion. Okay, that's a big issue that's being discussed.
Big issue.
There's a lot of controversy with the bishops there. Some say absolutely not. You know, it denigrates what Jesus said about marriage lasting forever. But this could change. He's pushing, saying, well, what about a period of penance in between? Let them do penance. The annulment hasn't come through, but let them come to the table and be fully embraced by that action. That could change. But don't expect the big stuff. We're not going to say gay marriage is okay as a Catholic Church.
I thought the penance was the marriage. Ha, ha, ha. Just kidding. Hope my wife's not
only in your marriage.
Delia Gallagher, thank you very much for the reporting. Appreciate it. Father Beck, always a pleasure. We'll have to see where this goes.
Yes,
it'll be interesting. It's easy for everybody to say the right thing when the Pope's in the room.
Be optimistic, Christopher.
I am. I'm very hopeful.